Hello students, we are in the phylum number 9. Phylum name is Echinodermata. Echinus are the spines. Derm is a layer or the skin. Spiny skinned animals belongs to this phylum. It is exclusively marine phylum, means the animals are found only in marine water. Most of them are benthoic, present at the bottom. They can float on the water surface, so we call them as pelagic. In echinoderms, let us take example starfish. Its scientific name is Asterias. If you look at the starfish, it has a central disc. This central disc is showing two surfaces, ventral and dorsal. On the ventral side it has a mouth, and on the dorsal side it has anus and madreporite. There is one more opening. Now, through mouth, it takes water. The water starts flowing. There are 5 ambulacral grooves. They are interconnected, forming a central canal. Now, the central canal shows a radial canal. So 5 radial canals we can see, and around this we can see a body wall with the spines. Now each radial canal is having rows of membranous balloon-like tube feet which helps in locomotion. Now imagine a starfish is moving, right? Moving in the sense floating in the water surface. When it takes water through mouth, it goes to 5 ambulacral grooves, forming a central canal. Water is flowing in the central canal, water going into the radial canals, and through radial canal water is rushing into the tube feet. Tube feet swells like a balloon. So all 5 arms are swelled up. It attains buoyancy, ability to float on the water surface. So automatically animal starts floating on the surface. This ability is due to hydroskeleton, support to the animal during pelagic condition is given by the water present in the water vascular system. Now when this water is flowing through mouth, ambulacral groove, central canal, radial canals, right? It gives us some sort of rigidity to the entire animal body. So flowing water is carrying oxygen. So there is a direct gaseous exchange. They don't have blood. So body surface and internal body layers will help in direct gaseous exchange by diffusion. Digestive tract is present in the center, okay, whose mouth is at the ventral side and anus to the dorsal side, okay, and the water which is collected back, it is thrown out through an opening called madreporite. So through madreporite, water oozes out, which contain toxic elements. These animals, as they are marine in nature, they exhibit great power of regeneration. Because of water tides, they may lose the body parts. So these parts will regenerate. Otherwise, they go for sexual reproduction. Most of the animals, they are feeding on the small fishes, small aquatic fauna. So we call them as non-vegetarians in the sea. Starfish-like animals having slender arms connected to central disc belongs to a group called Asteroidea. There is one more fish called starfish. Though we use the word fish, but they are not true fishes. There is one more fish called brittle star. So it is called phylum of stars. This brittle star is having a central disc and thin thread-like arms projecting out. These animals belongs to Ophiuroidea. If you look at the sea anemone, okay, it is having an elongated body, slightly sluggish. This animal belongs to Holothuroidea. The animal like Echinus, common name is sea urchin, is having a globular shape. It belongs to Echinoidea. The animal body attached to the substratum having many branched arms. Right? These are feather stars, belongs to group Crinoidea. So based on the body shapes, there are 5 groups included in Echinodermata. First group, Asteroidea, starfish or Asterias, Ophiuroidea, brittle star, Echinoidea, sea urchin or Echinus, Holothuroidea, sea cucumber or sea anemone, and feather stars in Crinoidea. With this, we have completed 9 phyla under non-chordata or invertebrata. Kingdom Animalia, recall the chart which I have shown in the second session of this particular topic, where I have written the chart on the board. Towards left side, we wrote cellular grade, and towards right side, we wrote tissue grade. Under cellular grade, we wrote phylum Porifera, example is Cycon. Under tissue grade, we made 2 arrows. Towards left, we wrote diploblastic, and towards right, we wrote triploblastic. Diploblastic animals have radial symmetry, and 2 phyla are included in this, Coelenterata and Ctenophora. Under triploblastic organization, 3 arrows we have made. Towards left, Acoelomata, phylum Platyhelminthes. Then Pseudocoelomata, phylum Aschelminthes. Under Eucoelomata, again 2 arrows are made, depending upon the formation of mouth from the blastopore or formation of anus from the blastopore. Prostomia, Deuterostomia. Prostomia includes metamerically segmented annelidans. Then animals with jointed appendages, arthropodons. Animals with soft body with the shell, molluscans. And under Deuterostomia phylum, Echinodermata and phylum Chordata. You need to remember typical features of these 9 phyla. Always do comparative studies. Most of them, if you see, except some from arthropoda, are aquatic, may be found in fresh water or marine water. Now you need to note it down. First you should write habitat, then start explaining the morphology and typical features related to physiology, and last character you have to specify with the reproduction. Most of the time I have seen that students will write the first character related to reproduction. Remember, there is no animal reproduce immediately after birth. Specify where they live, explain how they look, how they appear, specify their features, let them grow, let them enjoy the life, and lastly, you give them the method of reproduction with one example compulsory. Whatever classification I said, this is just extra information for you, because the students appearing for competitive exams needed this particular knowledge. So Porifera with 3 classes depending upon the spicules, Coelenterata with 3 groups depending upon the type of reproduction, no classification in Ctenophora, flatworms depending upon the mode of life cycle divided in 3. There is no classification in Aschelminthes. Annelida based on locomotory structures divided in 3 groups. Based on the body divisions, arthropodons divided in 5 groups. Molluscans based on the shell development divided in 6 groups, and based on the body form, echinoderms divided in 5 groups. With this hope, I can conclude the first part in animal kingdom under the heading non-chordata or invertebrata. Thank you very much.